So, good afternoon and thank you very much for inviting me to speak on a subject which I understand very little. So, as a result, I am not going to make a PowerPoint presentation. So, if I had done it, it would have been cut and paste from different places and people would say this fellow has stolen my slide. So, but although I don't know anything about energy storage technologies, but I get to see experts. The last 1.5 years being running for the India Smart Grid Forum, experts from around the world, we happen to meet and exchange ideas. So, some of the things which I heard here and there, I will try to share with the audience. So, there may be some interesting numbers and facts which those who like can write down also. So, from my notebook, I will read it, many of the things. So, start with, we are living in exciting times. Not long ago, we studied that electricity cannot be stored or cannot even be produced unless somebody is using it. Yet, intelligent persons like our various organizer, Mr. Hajidol, not only trade electricity, they also trade esoteric products, futures and services around it. But that time is fast changing. Electricity can not only be stored, it can be put to several other applications. That too in megawatt scale storage is now becoming viable. Many people regard electricity grid as the biggest scientific achievement of the 20th century because it is electricity that made everything else possible in life, which we enjoy today. Also, many people, including me, regard that smart grids of the 21st century will be the biggest achievement of the 21st century. And energy storage technologies are going to play an important role in this smart grid evolution or revolution of the 21st century. In a conversation with Henry Ford in the early 1900s, Edison said, "Many will continue to live like apes until we learn to store energy." The end seems to be very near as storage technologies are coming out of infancy. So, energy storage technologies, when we say it encompass a large set of diverse technologies. Globally, today there is about 202 gigawatt of grid-connected storage systems available, of which 135 gigawatt is pumped hydro, which everybody knows is a proven technology. And another 65 gigawatt is UPS systems. That's they are spread out all across the world. The rest, about 2,677 megawatt being the new technologies which are emerging. Out of this also, 1,000 megawatt is thermal, heat storage, ice storage, cold water storage. And another solar thermal storage, 601 megawatt. Batteries constitute about 594 megawatt. Compressed air energy storage, 440 megawatt. And flywheels, 42 megawatts. These are all grid scale integrated systems. The market projections are also very compelling, about $238 billion in next 10 years in US alone. So, biggest drivers being regulatory interventions in many geographies. So, energy storage associations, the market forces are also building up. In 2009 in California, they started the California Energy Storage Association or CESA, followed by 2010 Texas Energy Storage Alliance. In 2011 there is an advocacy council, Energy Storage Association Advocacy Council was formed. And next one, you will be shocked to hear that in 2012 we have an India Energy Storage Association. Now in 2013, in fact, the President of India's Energy Storage Association was here for the inaugural ceremony yesterday from Customized Energy Solution, Dr. Rahul Walwalkar. 2013, this year now, China Energy Storage Association, German Energy Storage Association, European Association for Energy Storage and a Global Energy Storage Alliance, these things are formed in the last 3 months. So you can see the market is going in a big way. So briefly let me mention about each of these different technologies of energy storage. Talked about pump storage, 135 gigawatt, which is already there, pumped hydro storage, which is a proven technology which is being done everywhere. Geography contributes to a success of this system in a big way. But in the immediate future, we looking at many thinkers thinking about integration of electricity grid with water grids, with canal systems and distributed generation of wind and solar. From the canal, when there is a evacuation problem or surplus wind generation, can we pump the water and keep it at a higher elevation and use it when wind is not there or solar is not there? These kind of things are under study. Coming to compressed energy storage, which I said 440 megawatt of installations already there. So it's this again a simple technology which has been around for a long time. Heat produced during compression is used while expanding it. There are two processes, and in some of them they even store molten salt or a hot oil at 300-600 degrees centigrade. But it all require concrete or in the underground spaces are required. So the latest development which I heard about compressed air energy storage is on undersea insulated airbag systems. Under trial in a couple of places. Thermal storage again, it's nothing new, but new the systems and their ecosystem being built separately. Cold water storage or hot water storage or ice storages. Ice storage being done even in Bombay in many buildings. Coming to battery, it has been around for 200 years when nobody used electricity also. During Napoleon's time, Alexandra Volta invented the first electronic battery. It is in the early 1800. There was no use for electricity outside laboratories, so it didn't develop. It took another 60 years or something. 1859, the lead acid battery came as a power source for automobiles, and it continues to this day. And alkaline batteries came in towards the end of 19th century. It took almost 100 years for the next breakthrough to happen. That was in 1970s. The nickel cadmium batteries which came, that has given rise to popularity of electronic devices, the Walkman and many other power electronic tools and electrical gadgets, the movable things people could carry around in the 70s and 80s. And 1991, the lithium-ion batteries, rechargeable lithium-ion batteries, that has actually made life different, a big revolution. Today, the nickel lithium-ion batteries are used in all different applications. Last 15 years, due to major changes in the or revolutionary developments or leaps made in the material science, so all these batteries have dramatically improved their efficiency and capacity. So I briefly mentioned about the flywheels. Inside the vacuum chambers, to reduce friction, magnetic bearings, carbon fiber composite rotors, the flywheels has dramatically gone. These were all developed actually for space applications, last 20-25 years. The people who developed it, they never offered the technology to power sector, or nobody even looked at it because it was too expensive until 4-5 years ago. Beacon Power in New York commissioned a 20 megawatt flywheel energy storage plant in New York in 2011. It is 5 megawatt hours for 15 minutes. That's a kind of capacity. So experiment with the wind farms, the same company doing it in California is also giving encouraging results. So as I said, the flywheels today have total about 42 megawatt of installed capacity. Last year at a NASA event, I had opportunity to see some latest flywheels. And I've been inviting those people to come to India and make presentations. They are not even replying to the mails because they get big federally funded money for space research and developments. So power sector, they find it not be able to afford their new technologies. When there are a couple of other technologies like superconducting magnetic energy storage, where cryogenically cooled refrigerator, one charged with magnetic energy will remain for a long period of time. So 1 megawatt hour systems are used for grid applications. There are some experimental installations in Wisconsin. So 20 megawatt hour systems that can provide 40 megawatt for 30 minutes or 10 megawatt for 2 hours are under development. The cost and other related performance issues are not much available. So it brings us back to the main area of storage technology, which is BESS, Battery Energy Storage Systems. So here again there are BESS, there are 4 distinctly different application domains. So the first one is the electronic and electric gadgets and electric vehicles. two-wheelers and four-wheelers, two entirely different capacities and sizes of batteries, and the photovoltaic applications for houses, and grid connected megawatt scale applications. That's where we will more concentrate on. Requirements of each of these systems are entirely different, and sizes are also different. So here, the sodium sulfide battery, which is mainly developed by NGK, this is supposed to be the leader in that. About 20 years this has been under development, and this is considered to be the most mature technology. Out of the 580 years or something total global installations, more than 300 megawatt of installed capacity is sodium sulfur batteries actually. This was considered to be very feasible and virally spreading until September 2011, when there was a fire in the NGK facility and they could not put out the fire. Sulfur, you cannot put anything. There are no known things which can put out fire in sulfur. So the old facility, they allowed it to burn out in just 2 months. So the new plants are there which is producing, but none of this has stopped people using it. Europe is using megawatt scale sodium sulfur batteries. Vattenfall was here. Vattenfall, in association with a German company called Unicos, they installed the first megawatt scale battery last year in November, December in Berlin for frequency regulation. This is the company called Unicos. They are offering battery parks, megawatt scale battery parks with 20-year guarantees. They also developed a web to energy project that put lithium-ion batteries which can communicate on 61850 protocols. So the next big one is the lithium-ion batteries. The lithium-ion batteries, which has, as I said, changed our daily life, made the revolution in the electronic appliances. This has been around for about 20 years again. This is comparatively very light metal and is very active, and development, as I said, in the material science, this has choice of anodes and cathodes today, and it's both volumetric and gravimetric density has increased dramatically since 1998. The advanced lithium-ion batteries under development today are targeting 300 watt-hour per kg and $1 per watt-hour. And the next generation, which is under development, which will be by 2020, are expected to reach 700 watt-hour and 50 cents per watt-hour. 700 watt-hour per kg and 50 cents per watt-hour, which is the current one which are actually being deployed today. The corresponding numbers are 140 watt-hour per kg and $3.2 per watt-hour. And these are supposed to be the new generation which is under development, are supposed to be completely inflammable, and the one which I said 2020 horizon are supposed to be fully solid state. So without prejudice to the great leaps made by lithium-ion batteries, the recent Dreamliner's troubles with lithium-ion batteries are again putting question marks about its scalability to megawatt scales actually. So the Boeing 787s have been grounded because of the heat produced in the battery packs, and the aircrafts are beyond the limits. The heat dissipation might warrant active cooling when it goes to megawatt scale. And that is a whole lot of expensive active cooling. When you talk about in a battery, you need cooling system, you need temperature sensors and new electronics that's expected to increase the cost much higher. So in short, all this, although say battery technology in last 20 years has made rapid strides, but still both sodium sulfur and lithium ion continues to have its own challenges. So the other type of batteries, you all know about lead acid, I don't want to talk about it. Some of the new constructions and designs has improved its efficiency and long life, but it is being cheaply produced all around. The poor manufacturing has very poor life, and also it's not considered to be environment friendly, and reprocessing and happens all around the countryside. The dark horse which has come out in the last 3-4 years is vanadium redox, the flow batteries. Flow batteries actually follow the same principle as fuel cells, the PEM, the membrane fuel cells. And the flow batteries using vanadium redox. Me and Vikram, we had a chance to see a 20 kilowatt battery in his lab in Hartford last month. So United Technologies, when I say many of you may not know it, it's the same company which make Pratt & Whitney aircraft engines, the Otis lift, the Carrier air conditioner. They have 5-6 divisions. And one of them is the energy division. They have claims that they have perfected this vanadium redox technology for the 20 kilowatt unit sizes which can scale up, and they have put one in a 20-feet container also, which is excellent application for the telecom towers kind of things. And they are actually suddenly not wanting to manufacture it in United States, they want to manufacture in India and looking for partners. They've been talking to Tata Power for last 1 year. So they see India as a much bigger and potential market for this, and manufacturing here will, one size plus the cost of manufacturing, it will make it viable. So I won't get into details of nickel metal hydride or zinc bromide. Only I would like to talk about the Professor Donald Sadoway at MIT. He is the one who pioneered the magnesium antimony and molten salt batteries 10 years ago. And he was in Bangalore last week, where he talked about he likes aluminium. So aluminium is a much universally available material compared to lithium, and lithium has a valency of 1 and aluminium has a valency of 3, which means 3 electrons will go at the same time compared to 1 electron going out of lithium. And he spoke about developing batteries using aluminium. If it becomes commercially successful in the coming days, it's going to be much more cheaper and viable for grid scale applications at a megawatt scale. So I guess I bored you enough with this dry subject which I don't understand. Head or tail. Thank you very much.